Hello guys, look at what we have. We have these beautiful lights. I believe these are, oh guys, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I went on vacation, and before I went on vacation, I received a few gifts, and I've misplaced the little slips that tell you who it's from. So I'm almost positive these are from our soul sister Rachel in Australia. So thank you so much, Rachel. I absolutely love them. I think they're so beautiful and such a beautiful addition to the readings. And then from our soul sister Dee, we have this beautiful book by Tanya Chick, Flourishing Goddess, and this is actually about the twin flame journey. So she gifted me this book. I've already looked into it. It's a book of poems about the twin flame journey and the divine feminine. Thank you so much for that, Dee. Very appreciative. And for any of you who want to support a fellow divine feminine, please go check out her book, Flourishing Goddess by Tanya Chick. I think you can purchase, well, I know you can purchase it on Amazon because that's how it arrived. So Charlie's taking a nap, so he won't be doing this reading with us. But guys, I'm working on your November readings all this week. I hope to have the majority of them out this week. But give me until the end of November, please. You guys have been super patient with me, as this month has been quite the challenge. And I will be doing some December readings, I believe. But I think I'm going to change it up just for December. So I think I'm going to focus on some written readings for December. I'm a lover of words. Writing is one of my passions. It's one of my gifts. And so it would be like a story reading that I'll be offering you guys. And it would be in the form of an email with obviously pictures of your readings. So if you're interested in that, I'll start taking those probably next week. I'll start taking, maybe the end of this week, I'll start taking some sessions for those, or some, I want to say appointments. I'll start booking those sessions for December is what I'm trying to say. But it's going to be really fun. And yeah, so it'll be something different for December, and then expect a lot more collective readings for December. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. It's what I'm called to do. So I send you guys so much love as we go into this week after yesterday's very powerful new moon in Scorpio. For all of you who sent me healing Reiki to my throat, just know that it worked. You will still hear me coughing a little bit, especially as I talk. The vibration tends to really tickle my throat. Of course, now that I say that, I'm going to start coughing. But my cough has definitely subsided, so thank you so much for all of your love and your healing energy and wishes. And we've got our wolves here. We've got our beautiful mascots for the channel. And we also have our beautiful heart, the divine feminine energy really coming through here for your reading, lighting up the darkness here with the amethyst lights. So I'm going to, it's funny because I wasn't called to pull any other deck of cards. These are actually the same decks that I used on Saturday. I really wanted to get a reading out to you guys yesterday, but I was very instructed by my light team and my guides to rest, as I'm sure many of you were as well. I watched silly movies and stayed in my PJs, did a yoga class, and after that I was just really called to do a whole lot of nothing. So let me know how you guys fared through that new moon in Scorpio. We've got the energy, okay, the theme of death and rebirth coming through with the Scorpio new moon. We only have one new moon in each sign per year, okay? 12 signs and one per month. So Scorpio's new moon is going to be either in October or November. Pisces new moon will be in the months of February or March. And so that's just how the new moons go. Full moons are at different times of the year. So you have a full moon in each sign as well. Sometimes more than one, because we can have 2 full moons in 1 month, as we did in October. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here, and knowing that we have this theme going on here of death and rebirth and the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay, the hero on her journey, on his journey. Let's go ahead and I'll ask my light team, my beautiful full light team of blue light beings and white light beings to come in, as well as my higher self for guidance, support, and removing the ego from this reading as always. And the archangels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel for healing, love, romance, and protection. And we'd like to create a sphere of protection around this reading, around anyone watching, around myself, around all of these cards, and around this room. We ask that the love flow through and pour through, and we just thank you for your guidance, especially at this most crucial time in the history of humanity on this planet. So what messages want to come through? Beautiful. Wow. Let's start. We had two that came through here. Who am I ready to forgive? Okay, so Ho'oponopono coming up here, the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. Very important, powerful at this time. And you just, I don't know, I think these cards are absolutely stunning. So you see a spotted feather here. This is a journal exercise, guys, if you're up for it. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. That's Carl Jung, famous psychiatrist. It is time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. What do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So beautiful, beautiful offering of peace, offering of forgiveness. What are the dominant emotions that run my life? Okay, this is really a Scorpionic theme. Both of these really, because Scorpio can hold on to grudges. So who am I ready to forgive? Releasing here through the Scorpio new moon. What are the dominant emotions that run my life? Burn with desire. There's power in your desires. Let them be your fuel today. Your desires are your soul's wings, and it's time to take flight. Today, go inward. Your answers lie within. What do you desire? Choose what makes you happy and do that. So this is about, what do you choose to feel? What do you choose to accept in this moment? You can choose to accept anger. We can choose to accept fear. We can choose to accept lack, or we can choose to accept joy. We can choose to accept space. We can choose to accept hope and faith. So these are some exercises for you guys to go ahead and start your day. I'm going to bring in here the Keepers of the Light deck. I think they're really close with us. And one of the other themes coming up here, guys, is ancestral healing. I talked about that in my videos from Friday and Saturday. Ancestral healing. So the grandmother energy is very strong with us at this time. It's the feminine energy that's coming through, or could have been a divine, you could have had a divine masculine, you know, grandmother energy coming through, but it's really the grandmother energy coming through loud and strong. Okay. I'm also seeing a lot of Native American energy. That's so interesting. Look at what just popped out as I said that. White eagle, ancestor spirit. I can't make this stuff up, guys. That literally just poured out. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. I'm going to actually go into the book for this one, because as I recall, there's some really important information on White Eagle and who White Eagle is. He's a Native American shaman who's dedicated to honoring our spiritual heritage. He's a world-renowned spiritual guide who has been particularly cherished by mediums all over the world. He spoke through a medium called Grace Cook in the early 20th century. He is the guide who helps create clear channels in our bloodline, yes sir, and our spiritual lineage so we can access the heart of the Creator. He also helps us move into sacred ceremony, where we can hold sacred space to honor a change, transition, celebration, or anything else that deserves time. He's wonderful for clearing space, and we can call on him for help in forging spiritual connections. This is about realizing how far you've come on the journey. Okay, the power that you hold within you. And this is about creating shifts in your awareness, creating more healing, and moving into a place of deep gratitude and grace. This journey doesn't always feel graceful, let's be honest. This journey feels honestly like you're stumbling. It's like stumbling blocks. You're stumbling over one thing after another. In particular, this year has felt like we've been just stumbling and stumbling over ourselves. So understand that If you feel alone, if you feel lost, if you're feeling hopeless, or you're just feeling like you're in the void right now, if you look deeper, okay, if you listen closely, if you really close your eyes, go into that place of trance or meditation, you will find your ancestors. They are very close by right now. I feel them closer than I do our starseed ancestors. Okay, I feel, of course, the Syrians are around, the Arcturians are around, just to name a few. But I definitely feel like the ancestors are sort of what's holding us together at this time, because many of us have felt like we wanted to fall apart on this journey. So there's an opportunity here to heal something from your family lineage, and in its place implant love. Okay, so where there was a wound, now there can be love. So your ancestors are shining through. They're allowing you to know that they're happy and that they're well, they're healthy. So connect with the ancestors. And I'm really feeling like a meditation that channels your ancestors is going to be very powerful at this time. So consider that as well, guys. All right, so masculines, who's the masculine energy being guided by at this time? Masculine energy. Okay, wow. Masculines have a lot of people surrounding them right now. 3 cards, guys. This is crazy. Oh, wow. Okay. So feminines and masculines, both ancestors, are around. Feminines might be picking up on this more, but I feel like the masculine energy is also picking up on that. Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Okay. This is for the masculine energy, guys. Masculine with energy within you and without. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, reduce the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. This is about the masculines coming full circle, okay? Finally speaking their truth, allowing their truth to be spoken, even if their voice shakes. The masculines really owning up to who they are, what they are, why they're here, to everyone and everything in their life. So I feel like for a lot of the masculines who have been particularly silent this year, they have been working their way up to being able to speak their truth in their lives. And I feel like before they come to the feminines, they have to be able to speak their truth to themselves. And then to people in their immediate 3D surroundings, family members, friends, colleagues, okay? And then lastly, to the feminine. They have to, when they come to the feminine, guys, you have to understand the masculines want to be whole. They don't want to come to you and say, I need your help, I need your guidance, I need to be healed. Even though the feminine energy naturally wants to heal and help, you have to step back, feminines, and let the masculine heal themselves, okay? That's one lesson the feminine is learning this year, and it's been a tough lesson for sure. But in my own connection, I'll share this, that what I've learned is that the more I try to help and guide, and the more I try to educate, the more he runs further away. And so the conclusion is that they don't want the help. They want to figure this out. They have to figure this out on their own, okay? They have to learn how to speak their truth on their own. They also have hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So the masculines are learning. This is about solar plexus, personal power. Allowing themselves to blossom and flourish. Realizing that they are worthy of this divine love. Realizing that they are worthy of love, period. Because up until this point, the reason why the masculines have chosen karmic partners is because that's all they thought they were worth. They didn't think they were worth the divinity of the feminine. They didn't think they were worth the loyalty of the feminine. That's why many masculines told you, you deserve someone better, you deserve something better, I'm not good enough, you can do better, I'm just going to bring you down, I'm just going to destroy you. You know, they've said lots and lots of self-deprecating things, also self-fulfilling prophecies. The masculines have tried to sabotage. The masculines have been in a state of self-sabotage for quite some time with this old programming based on fear. So now they're learning to love and accept themselves. And this is self-love at its core. Masculine energy also has soul flame, the recognition of oneself and another, the recognition of who you are, divine feminine. Now, I've been saying this for a while, but the masculines know who you are. There's no mystery in that anymore. Okay, they understand that you are their divine partner. They recognize that, they know who you are. But I think many feminines think that means, well, they're going to come rushing in, okay? They're going to come rushing in, and that's just not how it's playing out in the 3D physical world. They're not rushing in. The masculines, if anything, are holding back at this time. Because again, they have this knowledge. They have these newfound programs running through them, coursing through their blood, coursing through their veins, but they're not yet ready to reveal them, because the feminines over here working on forgiveness, working on, what am I allowing basically into my life? What emotions am I allowing? And the feminine's really busy right now with ancestral healing and clearing out the wounds. And this is for the planet as a whole. This is for Mother Gaia. Feminines are being asked to sort of look away so that the masculine can show up in the physical as a healed, divine version of themselves, rather than a distorted masculine, a wounded masculine. Okay, dominant energy is playing out in these connections right now, Spirit. Dominant energy is playing out right now in these connections. I feel like there's one more card that wants to come through. I'll give it one more shuffle. Dominant energy is playing out in these connections. I knew it. I felt it. Comfort, hearth, okay? Warmth. The fireplace. Let's see what else. Interesting. Two opposing energies, as we tend to see with the twin flame connection. Solitariness, desert, okay? I just heard parched. It's like the masculines are thirsty for the comfort of the feminine, the warmth of the feminine. But they're in this place of needing to embrace the light, okay? The light in the darkness of, there's no, see, this is interesting because it's solitary, but it's not showing darkness, it's showing light. So the masculines are being asked to embrace this period of aloneness, but they are dreaming of the feminine and the comfort that he or she provides them. Yeah, I knew fire. I felt fire when I saw comfort, hearth. So ignition, fire. I feel like this period, okay. In order for this to be achieved, something has to be ignited within the masculines, and that has to happen. They have to come to this conclusion to themselves. They have to do this from a state of oneness and wholeness within themselves. So they're going through this period of like solitary confinement, if you will. That's just the phrase that keeps on coming up. Okay, they're going through this sort of state or period of feeling like, it's like feeling like everything is dried up in their life. The desert energy of, I'm all alone in this. My bank account is dried up. I don't have a job anymore. The world is coming to an end. Stock markets might be crashing soon. Like all of these things are happening around them. Okay. Everything's falling apart, the marriages, the relationships, and all just their identities, okay, falling away, falling apart. But you notice the light here, because it's the light shining. They're realizing that they are the light in the darkness. And they've always looked to the feminine, and the feminine has had to turn away. And they perceived this harshly, but she had no choice. The masculine needed to make the choice to choose her and be with her or him. And if the masculine didn't do that, the feminine had to walk away. And so the masculine has been in this place of feeling like they're all alone in the world. The loneliness has been consuming, but now the loneliness is starting to show. It's like a spark of intensity. And that intensity, okay, that spark is going to lead to this ignition, this fire. It's going to lead to action. Okay, that's like 4 of Wands energy. It's going to lead to, or 8 of Wands, it's going to lead to action. And when it leads to action, it's going to create a change within these connections. Energy for the feminines. Energy for the feminines. Energy for the feminines. Feminines are definitely asked to look away at this time. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Okay, so 3 cards for the feminines. Adventure south. You're actually asked to go the opposite way right now, feminines. And again, guys, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This will resonate with some of you. You're asked to completely turn away, and you're asked to have your own adventure, okay? This is going to be something that is separate from your counterpart, separate from your twin. This is going to be something that you choose for yourself. Maybe it's a physical journey. It could be a mental journey, a spiritual journey, an emotional journey of healing. But the feminine is asked to go on this solo adventure. Now, the feminine is also asked to find joy through music, okay? So music, and I mentioned music, I think on Friday, the song Empress by Snow Patrol. And one of our soul sisters reached out, and she is Gary Lightbody, the lead singer of Snow Patrol's twin flame. I knew he had a twin flame. As soon as I realized just what a light he was, what an amazing human being he was, and just the light that he carried within him. If you've ever watched him perform, it's incredible. I knew he had a twin flame. So I'm not at all surprised, but I was very surprised when I was contacted by his twin. I thought, this is incredible, because I'm such a fan of his. I'm such a fan of his work. His work is truly art. His music is truly art. It brings so much joy to my soul. So the feminines right now are being guided to truly, truly embrace music as a healing component of their journey. It takes them away. It takes them on an adventure, okay? It takes them away to another land, to a far-off land, helps them reunite, okay, or unite with their ancestors. And so as the feminines are doing this, okay, leading them to this adventure, they're also experiencing a close relationship with animals and nature at this time. This is the second time this has come up in a few days, guys, in less than a week. So animals, pets, for some of you, I'm hearing adopt, save a life. That's going to bring you so much joy that you didn't even realize. And it's going to just help you focus. Again, this is like the feminine going off, sorry with the cards, guys, the feminine going off on her own adventure, and allowing the masculine to just really kind of do his thing or do her thing. It's like, all right, the masculine's got to go through this fire, right? The masculine's got to go through this desert, this solitary confinement. The feminine's going to be over here finding her own or adventure, his own adventure, and communicating with nature and animals, going on, you know, I just heard like for some of you, a safari. Some of you, maybe you live in Africa, or you've always dreamed of going on a safari. This is a sign, okay? And for some of you, it's going to be adopting a pet. It's going to be just spending more time with your animals, with your pets if you have them, looking into their eyes, seeing the soul that they are, because they are guides on your journey. Music is a guide on your journey. So guys, let's finish this reading with some cards from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So feminines, an adventure awaits you, and your ancestors, you know, that for some of you, this could be, it's going to be an odyssey of sorts, and your ancestors are going to help walk you through it, and they'll be with you every step of the way. You have to continue to release resistance. This came up in Friday or Saturday's reading as well. So themes are coming up here. Resistance. Let go, feminines. You have to let go. And that's the hardest part here, is to let go and trust that this connection will come back full circle, to trust that your masculine will come back. That's been a challenge for me this year, is, I made the choice, and really it's the only choice. When your masculine is in another commitment, I know that that's a 3D commitment and connection, and marriage is a 3D notion, but what you don't want to do is accumulate more karma. And that's how it was explained to me. And so when they're choosing another commitment, and whatever excuses they're giving, whatever reasons they're giving for staying in that commitment, as long as they're not choosing to exit or choosing to leave, they're not choosing to be with you or choosing to move towards you or choosing themselves. There's so many ways of looking at that, so many angles. You're not to accept breadcrumbs, feminines. Part of this journey is you realizing your worth and you realizing the power that you hold to demand the love that you deserve, the life that you deserve. And you don't deserve to be anybody's second choice or anybody's crumb. And I know you can look at this differently. Well, I'm married to them in the 5D. They're my spiritual, soulmate. Absolutely. I agree with all of that. But I also agree in having healthy boundaries, feminines, okay? I agree that when you don't put these boundaries up, it creates this sense of being out of alignment with yourself, with self-worth and self-love. And the masculine can't fully... I have yet to hear a story where the masculine energy who was in a commitment of sorts left while the feminine was still hanging on, while the feminine was still allowing sort of them to have their cake and eat it too. I haven't heard a successful story where that has happened. You also don't want your masculine going from that commitment straight to you, because they would have done no healing, and you would be a crutch. There would be a sense of codependency, and it would be completely out of alignment. So the true path for the divine feminine, the warrior of the light, the warrior of the heart, is self-love and self-worth, releasing codependency, releasing the fear that if I walk away and choose myself, that my masculine will never come back. And that's a fear that we need to live through. We have to experience it and live through it so that we can overcome it. You have to set up those boundaries, feminine. That's how the masculine learns. It's not okay. It's not okay to have your cake and eat it too. It's not okay to deliver crumbs to your feminine while giving more of yourself to someone else or others. That's not the divine connection. That's not how it's to be orchestrated. So the masculine has to learn the hard way by the feminine walking away. And most feminines that I work with or have done readings for this year, you walked away around the same time I did. It's really, the relationship started to disintegrate around November, December of last year. But that's just one timeline. There's many timelines. That may not be your timeline. But I actually walked away in February of this year. So that's when I walked away. The beginning of February is when I really put my foot down and said, not doing this anymore. I'm respecting myself and choosing myself. So it's really a matter of self-respect. All right, masculine energy, please. Masculine. Let's ask this. How are the masculines? Oh, okay. Masculines, have a lot to say today. Oh, wow. Okay, I see. I was going to ask, and the cards flew out, but I was going to ask, and I had this in my head, of how are the masculines viewing the feminines? And then we got beginnings, the new moon, which just occurred yesterday. This came out the other day. So, and guys, I have shuffled thoroughly, okay? I've done a reading in between this reading. So, the beginnings, the new moon opening the doorway, opening the portal to new beginnings. And the masculine's feeling very protective of this connection, okay? Feeling like they want to nurture. It's like the masculine's perhaps moving into feminine energy, wanting to nurture, wanting to take care of this new beginning. They want to protect this new beginning. So if the masculine is quiet, if the masculine isn't the masculine isn't really showing up in the way that you'd like right now. I feel like they're plotting and planning behind the scenes. Is how do I open that door? And they want to protect it. So they're not telling anybody in their 3D world what their plans are. And that includes the feminine. They're not even telling you what the plans are because they really want to keep this connection really cloaked in protection. So guys, that's the reading for this morning. I have a lot of personal readings to do today. However, I may be inspired to do another reading later. We'll just see how my jaw and mouth feel after all this talking. But I send you guys so much love and healing as we walk through this portal of the new moon in Scorpio energy, the phoenix rising, the rebirth of the connection and the rebirth of the connection to yourself, okay? The inner union energy. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take great care, and thank you so much for all of your support.